pulled a fast one on my wife, on Priyanka. I kind of sat her down and I said, okay, watch the trailer of Inside Edge 2. So here she is. Okay, what's going on? Where are you in the trailer? What's happening?
Is Vivek Oberoi alive or dead? I was like, what?
Hi guys, we're here from midday.com, and when the first season of Inside Edge released, did you all think that it would become the rage that it has become today?
All of us were at that point just very happy to be able to complete it and make sure it gets out. We were literally walking down a path which we had no clue of, and everyone was sort of helping each other out and telling each other, "Acha hoga, I know it's good." Vivek kept telling us, "You guys are doing a fab job, don't worry, I know it's going to be great." And Shiny is like, "I think I've done the worst thing ever, I don't know cricket at all." And everyone was very scared, and when it was coming out and when it was releasing, everyone was like, okay, it is actually, they've really put it out. Amazon made waves with people being aware about the show. It released, and within like a month or so, we started getting, love and feedback from everyone that it's doing really well, people are liking it, people are identifying with the show.
Less than a month, Guru. I mean, I think it was instant. It was instant. I got hit up on social media immediately. People started talking about it. People started binge watching. And I remember, as a group, I think I probably was the torchbearer of positivity and belief, because I really felt from the first time that I read the script and I met Karan and Guru and the entire team, I felt these guys are onto something. This is going to be something spectacular and really good. And even when I saw it, I remember how much we overshot, and I was thinking, I had done so many movies until then, and I was like, "ये इतना क्यों shoot कर रहे हो? इतने angles से क्यों कर रहे हो? Edit पे ये सब नहीं रहेगा." And despite that, when I saw the way they put it together, when I first saw the first edit, I just knew that we had a winner on our hands. But I didn't know it was going to be this big. I knew chalega, but I didn't know it was going to become
Emmy nomination.
like a whole, and redefine the whole space, no? In a way, Sayani. I mean, until then, there would have been a time where you and I would have looked at a digital series and said, I don't know if I want to be a part of this, because what's the quality of writing, what's the quality of making, And this kind of redefined it all, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I was very apprehensive of doing a web show before this. I had said no to everything that had come, only because I wasn't really sure about the quality, and quality comes from people who are making it, or the money that is being put in, and how much you have, how much resource you have in hand. But with this, obviously Excel was making it. I had already worked with Excel. They're amazing. They're an amazing team. Karan, Guru, they were already friends, and I knew that I was in the right hands. And this was also Amazon's first ever venture. It was the first ever OTT thing that happened in India, and I think we all were like shooting darts in darkness, but with the conviction that we believed in it, and the conviction actually came from there, from people who were at the top, who were creating the show. And as actors, we were just like, okay, we are with you. We are here to, just support you and make this together in collaboration. But once it sort of did well, I think we were also a little bit surprised. We were like, oh, great. Okay, amazing. You like the show? Amazing, And I think it also had an international recognition. I mean, I was saying the story today that, I was in Nepal shooting last year, shooting for another film, and literally the shopkeeper was like, Rohini. He was in Kathmandu, and he recognized, he didn't know who I was, but he recognized me from the show, and he remembered Rohini, and, he video called his brother, and they were both apparently huge fans of the show. So things like that, and I think what is beautiful is with the OTT platform, how global it can become. Anybody sitting in any part of the world can watch it and enjoy it as much. And I think season 2, because also they had time in the middle after finishing season 1 since its release, still starting season 2, they knew exactly what worked, what did not work, what had to be bettered in the writing, in the conception, in also, Akash Bhatia, who was brought in as the new director, with Vivek Shah, who was shooting it,
the DOP,
with the DOP, who's done, the whole team. And I think, I'm pretty sure season 2 is way more explosive. It's fabulous. It's looking like, I think both of us are super proud of these boys. It's really looking outstanding. And,
I was just going to ask, because we've already seen all the drama, the politics, the love and betrayal and everything in in the first season. So what
Oh,
else
you're
can
just
we
scratching
expect?
the surface.
Trust
Yeah.
me, it was on
It's
the
just
surface.
scratching the
Season
surface.
2 is just something, like it's a new beast altogether. It's,
Yeah, and I
it's
think the world of
outstanding.
sport has so many layers and dimensions to it globally, you know, and that's the thing with Inside Edge. I think what I love what the creators have done is they've kind of adapted all that. Like in this season, like last season, you saw match fixing, you saw the beast that Vikrant Dhawan creates in terms of that whole match fixing in plain sight, and you saw two ends of the spectrum, you know, the truth versus the lies. And then in season 2 now, it's the whole, you know, every time there's a big sporting event like Olympics, for example, you hear about doping scandals.
Yeah.
But what is doping? How does it happen? You know, how is it executed? Is it institutional? Is it personal? Those are the cool things that Inside Edge season 2 also now explores. So it's a fantastic ride. I was watching the whole season. Both of us were dubbing it in English. So it's quite funny because I was in the theater dubbing Amazon's Jack Ryan in Hindi, right, for the India market. And then they said, now you have to dub another show. So I was like, which show? And it was like Inside Edge 1 and 2 being dubbed in English to go global. I mean, we are global with Kathmandu, but I think Amazon has an intention
No,
to
but
make
it went to 190
truly
countries,
global.
but now it's like, you know, it's expanding. And I think also season 2, not only is it's more explosive and it's bigger and scaled up in terms of how it's look and, you know, probably the budget also. Also, it's gone international. We went to Georgia to shoot.
Oh my God.
But it's also become much more deeper and darker and much more palpable. The interpersonal relationships are way more complex than it was in season 1. And I think also, like, you know, for example, Rohini's character that I play, you only saw her vis-a-vis cricket and the analysis and her relationship with Vayu. But now you also see a completely different personal angle to Rohini. Also, you know, what happens, you know, Vayu and Rohini's character go through different beats. And I think every character has really grown. We didn't think it was possible after season 1, but it is actually like, it's like an octopus right now.
Yeah.
Creating each character and going deep into their lives, how difficult is it to actually, you know, give enough and equal space to each person?
I think the good part about this world is that the stakes are high for everyone already. With the way, you know, if there's sportsmen or people that are attached with sports or politics or Bollywood, stakes are already so high, so it's already a good place for drama to exist. I think, and the moment you add personal dynamics to it, it just helps you find stories that are so organic yet so entertaining to watch. And I think that's something that Karan and our team of writers really need to be commended, that although we were entering into this for the first time in season 1, they were able to break down this format so beautifully, to be able to structure each episode,
Right.
to
Absolutely.
have that binge watching sort of quality, even though it was the first attempt.
Yeah, with cliffhangers
Also the
at,
hook
at the,
cliffhangers
at
for
the end of
every
every
episode.
episode,
And
right? That
I
makes you go
think,
like, okay,
yeah.
what's happening
Starts
next?
and ends with
What's
a
happening
bang.
next?
I mean, most people who watch the show say that we couldn't leave it, you know, we had to binge watch. We
But
couldn't
Shiny,
even leave it
do
for the
you
next
feel
day.
in season 2, and I felt this very strongly, is more riveting. It's much
Yeah,
more
yeah,
faster.
yeah.
It's so much more
Yeah,
rapid. There's so
yeah,
much
yeah.
happening. And the
There's so
cricket,
much
what
happening.
these guys have shot. I mean, I felt like it was real matches. And kudos to the boys. I mean, whether it was Tanuj or Angad or Amit or Siddhant, the way they've practiced their cricket, I mean, I feel if these guys practice a little more, they could play for Ranji, man.
Yeah.
Look at them, the way they've
But you got real cricketers also. You had Ranji
This
players.
time we have international players, we have first class cricketers, so the world, the gamut, everything is explosive.
Yeah, but our boys almost matched the,
Yeah,
the
100%.
quality of professional cricketers, which is very impressive. So the effort to create that world was exceptional.
When I was watching the trailer and I was reading the comment section, everybody has written that, you know, Vivek Oberoi's entry right at the end gave us goosebumps. And I really felt that because when I saw that, you know, your menacing characters, like we love to hate you, but so what was your reaction to that?
You know, I pulled a fast one on my wife, on Priyanka. I kind of sat her down and I said, okay, watch the trailer of Inside Edge 2. And it starts in the beginning, it goes on and it goes on, and there's no me in it, right? So here she is wondering like, okay, what's going on? Where are you in the trailer? What's happening? And then suddenly those last 11 seconds when he comes on board, you know, and I think that reaction, whether it's Priyanka or all the fans that have been exceptionally supportive and incredibly sweet, is the high, it's the kick. I remember when Guru, Karan, Farhan, Ritesh, everybody, the whole Excel team was kind of figuring it out. Okay, how are we going to play this one? Because everybody feels Vikrant died at the end of season 1. So, do we play this up? How do we play this up? How do we put this through in the promotionals?
I just remembered in one of these Sri Lanka trips. So I was in the third row business, right? And this person comes to me after, we are mid-air, and she's like, I have something really important to ask you. I said, yeah. Is Vivek Oberoi alive or dead? I was like, what? It was so funny because I was really like, mid-sleep, I'm like trying to catch up on sleep. She's like, I'm really sorry, I have to ask something really important. Is Vivek Oberoi alive or dead? I was like, oh my God, please watch please, I just remember.
You didn't tell her? Yeah, so I think the whole thing it was like a whole new thing, man. I was so worried and nervous on the first day because I was like, where do I begin? Because it's such a strange graph. And you're used to Vikrant being up there controlling the room, and suddenly he's like disempowered. He's lurking in the shadows like this wounded lion, trying to claim back his territory.
I think it's much more interesting to play with
and
also
the vulnerabilities,
as
the vulnerabilities of Vikrant, which you would never see in season 1.
Yeah.
And they wrote those things in, and it was really exciting, and I was just happy to have, Akash is fantastic as a director, but for me, my true north was always Karan, Guru. I was always looking at these two guys and saying like, okay, where am I in the whole, season? Because somewhere you're in a different space in episode 2 and you're crafting a journey all the way till the 10th episode. So somewhere along the way, you got to keep plotting, and sometimes they'd be shooting the 9th episode with me, and the next scene they're shooting with me is the 3rd episode. I'm like, okay, we'll readjust, go back, That was
sometimes
tough.
It was crazy because you're shooting the 2nd episode with Karan, and then you change and you're shooting for the 8th episode with Akash. So,
yeah, I know, yeah.
You're in a different room for a different scene.
Different director.
With a different director, and you're like, okay, where am I? Literally, it was like super chaotic, but like good chaos.
So when the first season had come out, a lot of people had compared certain characters to real life cricketers and celebrities. So were you all given any references, or was that just very detailed writing of each character that you all played out?
I could answer you truthfully, but that would be very scandalous.
Oh. For me, there's no reference anyway in India. I mean, for my character.
No one. You are the only reference now. You're the only reference point for Rohini Raghavan. If it ever has to be played, a sports analyst, people are going to go back and say, please see what Sayani Gupta did in Inside Edge.
So what did you refer to?
You created that benchmark.
No reference. Why do you need reference? You have it in the text, and you have directors. No, honestly, I'm somebody who don't really understand cricket a lot. I've watched some bit of cricket in my childhood, and that's about it. When the IPL started, I sort of lost interest because this whole thing of like my state versus your state was like, oh my God, just like, it was like really weird. And it was also weird because I was in Delhi when IPL started, and I'm from Calcutta and then was in Delhi. So I didn't know who to support also. I was like, I don't want to support anybody.
But
please.
isn't Calcutta like all about the club culture?
Yeah, yeah.
Like with football?
Yeah, football, yeah.
So
but not like cricket. I mean, this was like, I didn't know, like my friends were supporting Delhi while I would be the only one supporting Calcutta, and there used to be massive fights, and I was like, I'm not supporting anybody who wins is good. So like that, but honestly, for Karan, Guru, Excel to have trusted me with Rohini's part, I think it's incredible because, I don't know if I would trust somebody who had no idea about the game, to cast him or her as the person who knows the most in the show,
But she's so believable in the show, no? When you watch her, you
and
feel like
because of
she's
them,
like a real analyst. And it's so cool to see a girl play like a behind-the-scenes character, not just holding the mic and asking questions,
game.
Absolutely, it's a completely male-dominated.
What they're doing wrong, telling the men. Like
and
I fell in
everyone's
love with Rohini's character. The minute I read
it's
that
actually
scene,
like
the first scene.
I feel it's Karan. It's Karan with long hair, and it's Karan's ultimate fantasy to see a woman as a cricket geek. It's like I know it's Karan's baby, and I'm just happy that they wanted me to play the part. But when you have a writing direction team who are so thorough with the material that they really handheld me. It was like they literally would carry me like this. I would be looking at them like after every shot, like am I doing it right? Am I going away? off track, but you know, they were literally there from beat to beat. So I had, my reference point was them. You know, Saurav Dey, who's one of the writers, who was throughout there and who literally, like, you know, I was talking to him about everything, about every scene, and Karan and Guru and then Akash, because they really knew the game of cricket and they knew the character so well that I didn't have to really look out. Like, I had so many people guiding me on set.
And if you were to relate one characteristic from your character to yourself, what would that be?
Rohini would be always speaks her mind and always stand by what she thinks is right.
Or something that you relate to in real life?
Yeah, that.
I don't know, because Vikrant is just such an unrelatable character. I mean, he's designed to be in that unrelatable space, to make you uncomfortable, to, you know, manipulate everything and play you. So for me, it's just like, I would have a headache if I had to be like Vikrant in real life, because
So much work.
I know, how much do you ever think?
But I think the season 2 Vikrant is a lot like Vivek. He's never gonna, like, you know, whatever the odds are, always come out on top.
Yeah.
So I think that survival instinct is great.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
bouncing
you.
back is, I think it's a,
Yeah, I
that's a
think
quality.
so, yeah. Well, yes.
And people are waiting for Inside Edge season 2 to come out on 6th December. So if you can give them one reason that, you know, they should really go and watch it, what would that be?
We think that it's a lot of season 1 and much better, and much more things to explore, much racier, much more meaningful, deeper, relationships are murkier. It's going to be a lot of entertainment, very engaging, very binge worthy. So anything you'd want in a show, you've got it.
Season 2 of Inside Edge, from when it was being shot to what I saw, I've seen some episodes, I couldn't believe, like I had goose flesh and I could not believe what these guys have created. And it is so deep and layered and gritty and entertaining, but also looks so fabulous. It blew my mind. And if it has blown my mind, and I'm telling you, I'm not somebody who's very easily impressed. It's really, you're in for some amazing time watching this show. It's outstanding. It's really extraordinary.
So if you ask me, give me a reason to watch Inside Edge season 2, I'll give you 10. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All fabulous. 6th December, an Amazon original, Inside Edge season 2.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Sayani.
Hi, this is Vivek Oberoi.
Hi, this is Gurmmeet Singh.
And you're watching us on
midday.com.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.